Last time out, we headed east from Edmonton along the Yellowhead, chasing sausages, Easter eggs, and mallard ducks. Today, we're going north. This stretch of Alberta is serious Ukrainian settlement territory. The communities up here have been telling that story for over 100 years, and some of them have decided the best way to keep telling it is to build something you can't miss from the highway. This is Giant Alberta. Hello and welcome to the video. If this is your first time here, my name is Mike. If you've been here before, my name is still Mike, but you would have known that already. About 150 kilometers northeast of Edmonton, the village of Vilna has a park, and in that park, there are mushrooms. Not small mushrooms, the largest mushrooms in the world. Well, at least according to Vilna. A cluster of concrete and steel replicas of the Trichoma ustal, a mushroom that grows wild in the forests around here and has been foraged by local families for generations. The Ukrainian settlers who came to this part of Alberta in the early 1900s brought the tradition with them. Mushroom hunting wasn't a hobby. It was part of how you fed your family, and it showed up in the cooking. Dried, pickled, folded into dishes that carried the memory of where people came from. The sculptures were built around 1993 by local artists and tradesmen, and they stand about 6 meters tall. They're built in a park with a playground, which means on a summer day, you'll find kids completely ignoring the world's largest mushrooms, while their parents take photos. A short drive west brings you to Smoky Lake, and Smoky Lake has a thing for pumpkins. Not just a preference, a full identity. The town calls itself the pumpkin capital of Alberta, and they mean it. Every October, the Great White North Pumpkin Fair draws thousands of people to a town of about 1,000. Growers hauling in specimens the size of small vehicles, competing for records that have included breaking the Canadian heavyweight title. The permanent monument to all of this is Pumpkin Park, a garden of giant concrete pumpkins near the downtown core. Built by local volunteers as a tribute to the town's pumpkin identity, they're not trying to claim the world's largest. They're just putting their thing on display, which is really what all of this is about. The first weigh-off was held in 1989 with 25 people and 6 pumpkins. It has not stayed that small. Head north from Smoky Lake and you'll find Glendon, a village of about 500 people that made a very specific decision in the early 90s. They needed something to put them on the map. The town was struggling, and a landmark felt like a way to give people a reason to slow down and stop. The idea came from the mayor, who was also the school bus driver, which feels very right for a small Alberta town. What they built was a giant pierogi, standing about 8 meters tall and weighing around 3 tons. It's made of fiberglass and steel and sits on a massive fork. The fork, it turns out, was not part of the original plan. The first version went up without one, and passers-by were baffled. The mayor later recalled that people said it looked like a cow pie. The fork was added, the problem was solved, and the pierogi was identifiable. It has been there ever since. The town holds an annual pierogi festival, and next door there was, for years, a pierogi cafe where you could eat the real version, next to the giant fake one, which is honestly the correct way to experience it. So 3 more stops, mushrooms, pumpkins, and a pierogi that needed a fork to make sense. If you enjoyed this little journey, give that like button a tap. It's free and oddly satisfying. If you haven't subscribed yet, just know I share a new story every week, weather permitting, of course. Feel free to pass this along to your aunt, your neighbor, or that one friend who still thinks Alberta ends at Calgary. They need this more than they know. If you'd like to chip in and keep the drone batteries charged and the gas tank filled, there's a Ko-fi link in the description. And you can find Gradient Imaging on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok because apparently I'm not busy enough. But until next week, drive safe, wave at strangers, and take the scenic route.